So the big thing that we wanted, number one, is to heckle out the stresses of dealing with paper. And I think it's important that we tell of this. But also when you sort of then consider the fact that the township economy is worth over 900 billion, and I personally think that's a conservative number. Working with Fortune has been a beautiful journey.
Can you please introduce yourself and tell us about the Township Entrepreneurial Alliance?
Sure. Hi guys, my name is Bulelani Balabala. I'm the founder of T, popularly known as Township Entrepreneurs Alliance, which has been running out for the past 9 years. Over this period, we've been able to directly impact over 80,000 township entrepreneurs with a myriad of different things, from funding to business support to mentorship. But my entrepreneurial journey started 20 years ago. 2 of those years are informal. 18 of those years are formal business. And I think I've done a number of different things, from transporting school kids, selling polony packs, hard construction jobs, selling amakwenya, ice cream, a lot of different things. So sort of get to the point where we're able to build a brand name printing company that became a brand and manufacturing business that we sold, 2 years ago after 16 years of preparation. Yeah, and I guess I'm very passionate about the township and most importantly, township entrepreneurs.
What are some of the unique design elements or features you wanted to incorporate into the project?
I mean, I think the one thing that we're looking for is a seamless platform that would allow us to fully integrate our solutions, right? And I think what we've then been able to achieve through this platform is just that. So the big thing that we wanted, number one, is to heckle out the stresses of dealing with paper. That's the first thing. The second thing that really was a big desire for us is to integrate, and to not just integrate, but to automate so that it makes it easier for the team in gathering data and information. And then I think that the sweet part for us is, to work out the backup element of it. So automatically the data is then now backed up in an interface that also is aesthetically pleasing.
Okay. How will the website contribute to the overall success of the teas?
No, man, I mean, the T's, as we call them, the website is primarily created for the Township Economy Awards and Summits, the first of its kind. The summit in it itself is the 6th annual. The awards is where it becomes the first. So I think the success for us in this is, number one, it dispels the narrative that says that things that are township are mediocre. And I think when you sort of look at what we've done and benchmark it across industries, right, that have done similar things, this then beats even commercial industries in terms of awards programming. And that's our view in terms of measurements. The second thing for us is, in terms of from a success measure, is, it creates a great opportunity to tell uniquely African stories. And this is when the South African stories through these amazing business doyens that have forged ahead and built, built the roads that we walk on today. And I think it's important that we tell of this. But also when you sort of then consider the fact that the township economy is worth over 900 billion, and I personally think that's a conservative number, these awards then cement themselves as a great opportunity to engage, to network through the summit, to showcase your products, and through the award to actually see the individuals that are championing change and development and job creation in various parts of our country.
What were the key lessons learned from the development of the teas website?
I mean, definitely, the first lesson for me is, from a technical lesson, is automate, right? Keep everything within the platform so that you drive traffic. Don't feed people out. So I think that also then challenged us, because we already had a system that was working, but I guess, debatable whether or not it was working efficiently. And I guess we then discovered much later on that it wasn't working efficiently. And I think the beautiful thing that I also then, learned is, from the team, how you then are able to engage and convince a customer, in this case was me, in an easy way of how to get them to transition from their way of thinking into a totally different way of thinking.
Okay. How was it working with Fortune?
Was very interesting, definitely interesting for me, because number one, we think differently, but one of the beautiful things that I was able to unpack, we think differently, but we're trying to solve for the same thing. So I think the moment one worked through that, and finding the other end, of the tunnel, you found that it was a beautiful and airy. But also there was a learning experience where you were pushed beyond your normal comfort zone. I mean, I was definitely pushed beyond my normal comfort zone, but in that, I actually got to learn of other platforms and other tools that one could actually utilize in the growth of my technological advances. So walking away today, I walk away not just as an individual who walked away as a company with a platform, with with a website to use for an award ceremony, but we actually walked away with a tool that we'll consistently be utilizing in the management of data, in the management of how we run our comms with the individuals who will be sharing the information with us.
Okay. How was it working with Fortune?
No, man, definitely beautiful. I mean, working with Fortune has been a beautiful journey. I think a company that I've really admired for a number of years. So to get the opportunity to work on this first project, which will be the first of many others that we're going to be kicking off, is a beautiful one. Because I think, the biggest challenge that you sort of come across is working sometimes with individuals or even agencies that are not manable to the customer's needs or the organization's needs. And I think in this case, we're able to find one that was manable to the organization's needs, but also because they're working also directly with me, with the founder. It's not just with the organization, because they're also thinking a different way and working different hours or odd hours. We're not necessarily odd in this case because they're also then thought in that way. And I think they thought is in how do we get to the end goal? So working from the end backwards, but having the end in mind. So it was a beautiful experience. Thank you, Fortune, for adding value to my day. And don't forget to get things done.